So, what I want to do is just acknowledge what this church does in the community and what you people do in this church and how that reflects out there in the community. So, I am without a doubt the worst attendee for Life Church. My attendance record absolutely sucks. So, I've been here about 10 years. Both the times I've come in that 10 years have been really impactful. I'm really grateful for that. What I want to do first, is I want to acknowledge one person. That's my wife. And the reason I want to acknowledge my wife is that she typifies so many of you selfless people. Mick and Wendy Mooney, I hope you're up there. I can't see if you are or not, but they're the kind of people at Life Church that have just given their life for others. So the story I want to share with you goes back about 5 years. We live up the end of Scott Street, near the train station. And Christmas morning, my wife's really organised. Not super organised because she's actually a little bit late coming and she should be sitting there. But when she comes, she'll be coming soon. But she's organised. So come Christmas, the presents are done. Everything's done weeks beforehand. She's woken up early. I've come out into the kitchen area and then she's just wrapping up presents. There's chocolates, there's chips and all that. And I'm like, what are you doing? I said, you're organised. You've had the presents ready for years. What are you doing? And she said, just come with me. Come for a walk. And we've gone down our stairs, we've gone around the corner, and this is when the post office wasn't boarded up. So a lot of people slept at the post office, a lot of homeless people, that was where they slept, undercover. And so here's my wife, tiptoeing around where the homeless people are, and she's leaving a gift next to the homeless people. And she came out and she said, homeless people deserve a present on Christmas morning too. And I thought, wow. Even in the morning like this, we're going to go and celebrate with family, we're going to celebrate at church. That's who you're thinking of. And that's the kind of people a lot of you are here. You have that heart for others. And you are sharing God's work out there in the community. And you don't realise it. A lot of you do not acknowledge the work you do. And that's what I want to do. I want to acknowledge what you do. So my first time in Life Church, I come from a middle-class family, youngest of 5. Sunday, family gets barrelled into the station wagon, off to our middle-class church. Generations of families there, sing 4 hymns, hand around collection. That was my experience of church. When we moved here, I worked shift work. I wanted to go to a church that met during the week. So I read about Life Church and I went there. It was back in the Kev Wilcox days. And just a handful of us sat in a circle and Kev said, can you share your story? And around we went. And I won't go into the detail, but the first person spoke about a trauma in their life and then turning to alcohol or drugs to hide that trauma, the pain of it. And that then led to addiction. And then through the church's work and through God working through them, they've gone from there and they've come through the other side. And then the next person shared their story and the next person shared their story. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm going to have to lie here. This isn't my journey. But what I did when I came out of it is that I realised that we all have our own journeys. We all have our own story. And that's not what counts. What counts is our destination. That's what's important. People who I sat with that day would not be comfortable sitting in their middle-class church, and that's okay. And people in that middle-class church would not be comfortable sitting in that group, and that's okay. They were in a church where they could worship and be with others. And that's what this church does. This church welcomes people in. Doesn't matter where you've been from. So my parents, as we grew up, were very generous people in their hearts. One of the lessons I learned very early is if you've got the means, build a bigger table, not a higher fence. That's what this place is about. This place is about building a bigger table, not a higher fence. And so the thing with Life Church, though, is the way our leadership is so incredible. March is dare to dream. March is not dare to have a strategic plan so that we've got X amount of dollars in the bank so we can do this, this and this. It's dare to dream. It's dare to have a faith. And to me, the picture of faith for me is my kids growing up. I put my kids up on top of a fence. I put them on a pool or something like that, up nice and high. And I say, jump. And what do? They jump because they know I'll catch them. They know their father will catch them. Life Church goes to build a bigger fence, bigger table. And that's this. That's moving from where we were to here. We built a bigger table. We didn't have the means though. No, Rick didn't have a lazy $1.8 million sitting in a drawer. Life Church stepped out in faith and the community responded to that. The community responded because of why we do what we do. They know the impact that this church has, that Soul Hub has on the community, and they responded to what we did. But the church stepped out in faith because they knew it would happen. They knew their father would catch them, just like my kids jumping off a fence. They knew my father would catch them. So what I want to do is that building of the table with this church now, like I look at the number of people and the new people coming and everything like that, I just want to acknowledge a few people, because people that are humble, people that are selfless, and that's most of you, don't acknowledge yourself. You know, I look at the band, Greg and Carla, you know, you come up here and you have your means, your gift back to building this table is your voices and your music, and it's powerful. Susie, you're the same. It's powerful when you come up here. Jack Prosser's not here at the moment, I don't think, is he? Jack's not with us? When you see Jack at Soul during the week, he has this incredible gift of communication. He will sit with guests, he will sit with people, and he will talk. And that's how he builds a bigger table. That's his means. That's Jack's means. Luke, on our last Friday chill, I had the absolute privilege of walking through the crowd with Luke, and we handed out pamphlets on the Friday chill, and Luke shared his testimony. If you want to hear a testimony of somebody who, through God's work, impacts other people, we've walked through there and people are just in awe. Listen to his story. That's how Luke builds a bigger table, through the gifts that he has. So it's not just about money. It's not just about giving money. You all have gifts, and that's the kind of gift that Luke has. So people can get hung up, churches get hung up in success, and that's what they're about. This church and the people of this church, it's about significance. And it's not about personal significance. It's about significance for other people. It's about significance of what we do, doing God's work out there in the community. That's what this church is all about. If Jesus walked through that door now, he would point to you and you and you and you and you. And he would say, well done, good and faithful servant. When I talk about success, you know, people, success and significance, this pair here, for those that don't know, you know, David, the Order of Australia Medal, one of the highest awards you can get, only to be topped off the rain with an international, they're going for an international award. They don't have an agent publicising their story, but the impact that they have on people is so significant. They're people of significance. They don't care about success. They care about what they do to others. Selfless people, just like you, and just like you. Selfless people. So the verse that I based all this around, Matthew 25:40, truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of my brothers and sisters, you did for me. That's what this place is about. And thank you for everything that you all do. So, that's it.